Welcome back, Coach Lauren with Reaction Nutrition.
Coach Alex with Oak Strength.
Today we have a body weight build workout. 90 seconds of work, 45 seconds of rest or slightly active rest, and we're just gonna get after it. All you need is you.
Let's go.
Time to get started with our build workout today. We're gonna jump right to it, teach you the movements, and get started. So Alex, go ahead and lay down on the ground. This first movement that we have is a Superman with T's and 90s. So what I want you to do is lay flat on your belly. We're going to Superman, which means we're lifting our feet off the ground and engaging our low back, our erectors, our upper back. And she's holding this position and she's just making a T. So if you want to, you could go thumbs up to the ceiling. You might feel that more. Or you can go palms flat to the ground. I don't care as long as you're getting a nice squeeze in your mid back. So we're gonna go ahead and do 10 of these. So hop on the ground, we're squeezing feet up and hands up, 10 reps. Getting as much of a squeeze as we can. I would prefer that, elbows stay as straight as we can, trying to lock out those elbows as we squeeze. So we got 10 reps here. Then we're gonna go 5 reps of 90. So you're gonna hold your hands at arms at 90 degrees and you're squeezing up and back, again, engaging those low to mid back muscles and squeezing up. So for here, Alex is having her palms face each other. That's totally fine. Again, play with it. Put your palms flat, see what that feels like, face each other. Just get different feelings and whatever you like most for whatever burn you're trying to get, use that variation. From here, Alex is gonna pop up into plank, as are you. So plank position, shoulder is stacked in line with wrist, nice straight line here. And in this position, she's going to walk her toes away from her. Now, she's gonna keep going as far as she can, engaging through the lats, keeping her arms nice and long, and then she's gonna walk back up with her toes. You may only take 3 or 4 steps back. Maybe that's all you got and your core starts to give out. We don't want to overextend this too much. We don't want to go so far back that our low back starts to bend and round. We're not looking for that, all right? We need to maintain that plank position, nice and tight. So there we go. Let's do one more rep of that. Just make sure everybody at home has it. This is our warm up, so I want to make sure we're warm here. So one more rep, going back nice and slow. When you find your end point, just hold that for a second and then you can come back in. Perfect. All right, spin around, sitting on the butt. Next up, we have ab climbers. So this is kind of like an ab elevator almost. I like that name better. I'm gonna change it, ab elevator. All right, we are sitting up, nice and tall here.
Rest position.
Yep, this is our rest position. Feet are gonna be flat on the floor. Feet must be in contact with the floor, and Alex is gonna simply start to lean back. Now, as you do this, you wanna make sure your core is set. So I would think about rounding your low back a little bit because as you get lower, that's gonna happen as you get lower to the ground. When you feel the feet start to come off the ground, you've gone down far enough. But we're basically just pausing, going down as far as we can, and then coming back up also with pauses. So if you haven't joined us, you should be joining us. Let's do at least 3 reps here. Pause 3 or 4 times. In the video, we'll tell you exactly when to pause and how long to hold for. But go ahead.
And if you extend your feet out a little further, it makes it a little easier.
Okay.
And I can go back a little further.
Okay.
Versus having them in tight.
Okay. So if you have the core strength and you have the ability to increase your range of motion, elongate the legs a little bit, you can go wider and bend the knees less, and that's gonna allow Alex to get lower and make this elevator ride even longer. All right. Last motion, our narrow glute bridges. So normally we have our feet shoulder width. For this, Alex is gonna get her feet as close together. If you have thicker thighs, meatier legs, this is gonna be extremely difficult, okay? But a fun thing to do is to give yourself a stimulus of some kind and try to say, Alex, can you squeeze that between? And then she automatically knows if she loses that. So I would recommend a ball, a pillow, anything, hold between your knees and maintain that there. From this position, we are going to squeeze up with the glutes as high as we can. Your groin and inner thigh is gonna light up. It's awesome. We're gonna hold for about 5 to 10 seconds during the workout and do a certain number of repetitions during our 90 seconds of work. Relax. Right now, we're just gonna do 5 reps. So Alex has done 2. She's bridging up and holding for about 5 seconds or so. Coming back down. We got 5 reps here, testing out this movement. Want you to get a feeling for it. She's keeping this nice and tight. Yep.
Well, that was 5.
I know, she's done, she's done. All right, so there we go. We have Superman T's and 90s. We got plank toe walks. We have our ab elevator. I don't know why I climb, I just like to climb. And then we have our narrow glute bridges. So if you're ready, we're ready.
Let's do this.
Let's get started. We are laying flat down, face down on our bellies. We're gonna begin with the Superman T's and 90s. So arms are out to the side, getting ready to begin these. You're gonna lift the feet and lift the arms at the same time. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Lifting up and coming back down. Lifting up and coming back down. Lifting up and coming back down. Alex is kind of doing 90s right now, so she's starting with that. That's fine. Okay, now she's doing T's. We're good. So we're gonna do T's for a little while here. When I tell you to switch, we're gonna switch to 90s. So it's 90 seconds of work. Going between T's and 90s. We're still doing T's.
I thought I was a T.
It's okay. We're just trying to squeeze so hard. Keeping those elbows locked as much as we can. She just switched and went thumbs to ceiling. Again, that just activates different muscles. Just feels a little bit different. I personally like that the most. We have 5 more seconds left, and then we're going to the 90. So having the elbows bent and really pulling and squeezing back. Here we go, 90. Make sure the feet are coming up as well. Kind of getting an arch in your body. That's what we're looking for. We're just trying to light up this posterior chain, the glutes, the hamstrings, the low back, the mid back, the traps, the rear delts. Everything is squeezing and working together. We are only doing this workout rotation 2 times. So this is your first time doing this. We're only gonna do it 1 more time after this. So give it all you got. You got 20 seconds left.
Get it right.
Get it right, get it tight. Here we go. 17 seconds. Keep squeezing. Make sure you're thinking about bringing your wrists almost to the ceiling. Like you're pulling everything up and back, or maybe more so the wall behind you, but the back of your forearm, your wrist, everything. And relax. During this rest time of 45 seconds, we're gonna hop into a frog position. So Alex is gonna bring her knees fairly wide. Heels can be in, or they can be in line with the knees, up to you. And she can rock, or she can just sit back and hold. And she can even make it a child's pose like she was gonna do and just kind of lay down on the ground. This is gonna open up that groin, open up those hips. We do have some glute activation stuff later, and those narrow glute bridges, you really feel it in your groins. This is a nice preparatory exercise for that. We have about 15 seconds left of this stretch here. Next up, we're gonna be going into our plank toe walks. So we can start to get up in that plank position now. We got 5 seconds. In that plank position, you're gonna be holding, maintaining neutral, and walking the toes back. Here we go, we're walking back. She's extending out. Really, really, really take your time on these. I would recommend going shorter than longer initially, because it's a long 90 seconds, all right? I ask that if you do have to rest during this, you just rest in that plank position. So Alex could just hold herself here, and she could rest for a little bit if she's feeling a little fatigued. She's locking through those elbows. She's stabilizing through the shoulder. Really taking her time, super small steps, keeping those hips even as she takes her steps. She doesn't want her hips to wobble the whole time. So again, feel free, if you need to, take that break, that's fine, but just try to stay in a plank position if you're taking that break.
Take smaller steps if you need to.
Yep, even smaller steps is better. Teeny, teeny, teeny steps. So it's almost like you barely feel like you're moving or going anywhere. You guys are doing awesome. We have 25 seconds left for this plank variation. All right, hang in there. Come on, hang in there. 10 seconds left. If you just want to finish out in a plank, that's fine. Just hold that plank, maintain. We're finishing this out. 3, 2, 1. You can just drop to the ground from there, and we're gonna do a little ab stretch, kind of sphinx pose. So Alex is just gonna kind of push up a little bit. This is a full variation. She's pretty flexible. You could push up onto the elbows and just kind of hold yourself, and that's more back and a little bit less intense. Otherwise, you can hold that sphinx. This is just relax. We're not meant to be too active here, so if this is complicated for you, just lay down on the ground and just kind of push up onto your elbows. That's totally fine. You can even have a little recovery time where you just hang out and just catch your breath a little bit. Next up, we're gonna be on our abs. We're gonna be doing our abs, sitting on our butt. We're now on our abs. 8 seconds. We're sitting down. Again, you can have your feet further away to make it harder because you can go lower, or have your feet tighter and not go as low. We're gonna begin the abs now. So we're gonna go down and hold, down and hold, down and hold, down and hold, and then she's gonna come up and hold, up and hold, up and hold. We'll relax at the top for a second, and then we'll go again.
And if you have equipment at home and you want to make it a little bit more aggressive, you can add a load.
This is about the tempo that we want. It's about a 2-second hold each position, and we're getting about 4 to maybe 5 positions on the way down. Conversely, if you wanted to, you could also just make it one long eccentric, and you could just go down super slow. So that's what Alex is demonstrating now. Same idea. It's a consistent hold the entire time versus go pause, go pause, go pause. Both are fine. And then she's almost got the flat on that one because her legs are almost, fairly straight in front of her. So that means she can get a much further range of motion. We're well over halfway here. We have 30 seconds left. I would say it's much harder to do the slow motion on the way up. You can do the holds on the way up, but doing the slow motion would be a little rough. 15 seconds left. Let's try to make this last rep last that 15 seconds. So going down nice and slow. We got 10 seconds left. Start to ascend up, going slow. There we go. Finish it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and time. Awesome. All right. So next up we have our narrow glute bridges. All right, so Alex is doing a little bit of a stretch here, getting the upper body and back, stretching out the glutes a little bit. So if you want to join in on this, by all means. If you are toasted and you want to just chill on the floor, you can do that too, all right? But this is a variation, crossing your knee over your body, reaching your arm across and pushing, opening up that back. And she's keeping it dynamic, so she's not, completely just holding a pose for a super long period of time. She's going back and forth between reps, but we have 10 seconds left until we switch now to these narrow glute bridges. So I would start to get set up, feet together, knees together. If you need an object to hold between your knees, you can grab that. It just keeps you honest. And here we go. We're gonna go up and hold for about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll drop down. You can totally relax at the bottom and then up and hold. We want maximal contraction on each rep. Each rep we're going to hold for 5 seconds. So that was rep 2 for Alex. She's coming down. She'll relax fully, get ready, and she'll engage. Make sure you're driving through the toes, the full foot, toe and heel, everything. And think about your core as well. You want to make sure that your core is staying contracted as you're squeezing up. You don't want to just open up. Now, this is a long period of time, and you may get to a point where you can't get as high as you once were getting. So I'm totally okay with you kind of doing pulsing reps, or going half the distance. So you can come up a little bit, come back down, come up a little bit, and come back down. That's fine too. But our goal here is to go for a 5-second hold on every rep. And again, feel free to reset at the bottom. Make sure your body's ready. Alex is readjusting her feet to making sure they're nice and close to her butt. She's trying with all she has to make sure her knees stay together and everything stays pinched tight. These are brutal.
Winning lottery ticket between those knees.
That's right. Oh yeah, there we go. Winner, winner. Winner, winner.
Oh, he's not taking it.
I'm not taking it. 15 seconds. Probably got about 2 more left. Yep, there we go. 7 seconds, last one. Pinching those knees, she's shaking. We got some quivers going on in that groin there. And down. Very good. All right, that was round 1.
Only one more.
This is only a 2-round workout because this is awesome, and our time that we're working is much longer than normal, which is great. This is a build. We're building that body, all right? We got 30 seconds left, and we will begin with the Supermans again.
Hamstrings and glutes. That is exactly where you should be feeling it too. So during those narrow glute bridges, I feel it really high and tight, closer to my glutes than far away.
Yep. All right, we got 12 seconds here. We're gonna begin with the T's. So hands are gonna be straight out to the side. If you wanna go thumbs up, that's great, you can, all right? And we're going to lift the feet and the back and the shoulders, lifting those arms off the ground. Here we go. And down. So holding about 2 or 3 seconds each rep. And down. It's a nice, good tempo. We're gonna rock this tempo for 45 seconds, and then we're gonna switch to the 90-degree variation. Notice how Alex is keeping her head neutral, so she's not having a big kink in her spine and looking up, and she's not looking way down at the ground. She's keeping her head even with her back, and that's really what we're looking for here. She's lifting her legs off the ground as well, so that's gonna keep engaging the glutes, which we just used a lot of. All right, relax. Now we're gonna switch to the 90s. So you be at about a 90-degree angle, pulling your elbow and your wrist back and up, holding for 1 to 2 seconds, and then resetting, going again. We have 35 seconds left and we are done with our Supermans.
When you bring your legs off the ground, move from the hips instead of the knee.
So Alex is driving from the hip as she lifts the leg. She's not leading with the heel or thinking about the knees bending, trying to keep the legs long and just squeezing, and that's going to engage the glutes a lot more.
Thank you.
Of course. Excellent point. 10 seconds left. Just get a maximal contraction at the top. This is all about effort, the amount of effort and intensity you put into every single rep we do here. And relax. So again, from here, we can just push up into a kind of, my frog pose. You're right, yeah. So we're doing a kind of hockey stretch or frog pose. Knees are wide. She's rocking back, getting a little bit of a, what's that called again? Baby pose? No.
Yeah, like a child's pose.
Child's pose, thank you, baby pose. A little bit of child's pose added in. So that's gonna stretch out the lats and the shoulders. She's leaning one side to the other. So she's biasing that shoulder, and then she can switch and kind of bias the other shoulder, getting more twist. That's gonna work on the spine a little bit. We have 12 seconds left before we go to our plank toe walks. And again, for these plank toe walks, just go back as far as you can. It might be 3 steps, all right? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Walking back. She's finding a good stopping point and bringing it back in. Showing nice control, keeping the hips square and level. Not doing that. No bueno. This is really full body tension here, and we're testing that end range by walking backwards through the plank. So we're testing that shoulder stability and control of the entire abs, entire midline is what I meant to say, because the back and the abs work together as one unit. So as we're doing these plank walkouts, you want to think about almost a belt wrapping around your body. You're creating that belt with your own muscles, and you're squeezing and tensing everything. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in and join on these as we finish out these last 35 seconds. Little steps is fine. Try not to go past neutral when you step back up. You don't need to go way over your hands. But we're trying to test our limits on how far away from our hands we can get. 15 seconds left.
Don't forget to breathe.
That's right, breathing is important. 8 seconds. As Alex is gasping for air. 3, 2, 1. Very good. From here we can go into that Sphinx pose or just low back stretch. You can also just breathe. That's cool too. Just breathe and relax. We want these to be completely passive. We're not trying to be super active in this position right now. This is our rest.
That's not super active.
You're not super active. You're just slightly active.
Whew.
We have 13 seconds left, and we're going to switch to our ab elevators. I'm coining it. All right, 3, 2, 1, and descend. You start to feel your feet come off the ground. That's where we want to hit that stopping point. And then we want to come back up from where we are. Want those feet to anchor us. As Alex mentioned, the further away your feet are or the wider you kind of set them, it's going to allow me to go down. So each rep I'm kind of going a little bit longer and wider with my feet. Now I'm trying to get lower and lower each time to where I'm almost in a hollow body position. Or just kind of holding myself, hovering off the ground.
And thinking about a tripod, you know, the wider the legs on a tripod,
yep,
to some extent, the stronger the base is going to be.
Yep.
More stable than if you're to bring your feet
together. If I'm in here, yeah, I'm much more narrow.
And if you bring your feet together, it makes it harder, right?
Yeah.
Less than 30 seconds.
Keep breathing on these as well. 15 seconds left. 5, 3, 2, 1. Very good. All right. Last one, narrow glute bridges. Before we do that, again, you can hit some stretches if you want. Kind of stretch out the back and glutes a little bit. You can also just hang out and breathe. Totally up to you. Got different variations here of a glute stretch. Alex is doing the ankle on knee.
Windshield wiper action here.
Windshield wipers, you know, that's a new thing, apparently.
Pointing it.
Coining it, mine. All right, we got 12 seconds left, so let's start to get set up for these narrow glute bridges. Feet nice and tight together, close to the rear. If you want to put your hands on the floor to help give you some leverage, that's fine, but you need to pin those knees together. Here we go. Going up, holding for about 5 seconds. And then you can come back down and we'll hit the next rep. Keep those knees as tight together as you can. Gotta fight it. Your body wants to open up. Glutes are made of many muscles, so it's good to do many variations when it comes to glute bridges. You can go wide, you can go long, you can go narrow, single leg, elevated. Excellent work. Just keep repping away. Just think about what you're doing. Think about what you're squeezing, what you're focusing on. Don't worry about the time. Worry about your movement, the quality of your movement. Knees as tight as you can together, squeezing up. Excellent work. 20 seconds left. Up, sliding across the floor. Drive those feet into the ground. Initiate feet into the ground, then squeeze glutes. Abs tight. Keep squeezing knees together. And time. Excellent work. So, in normal build fashion, you should just feel a good burn in your body. Like we worked some muscles, we're building them. It's a lot of time under tension, a lot of reps versus a lot, doesn't always have to be a lot of load. So that's a very good build day. Just to finish up, we're going to continue to stretch out the glutes a little bit and then do some shoulder work. Those are the main kind of muscles that we worked. So you can do Alex's variation of ankle on knee, or you can do a hug as well. So this, I'm getting my ankle as close to my hip as I can, really pulling up, staying tall. Or you can do that variation, and she is kind of rocking side to side, and that just kind of opens the glute and hits different angles, which is awesome. Similarly, I can lean in different directions as I do this instead of staying tall, and I will feel it differently as well. So freedom is yours. Hunt around, figure out what your muscles need, figure out what kind of love and care you need, and let's do that for another 5 seconds on this side, and then we'll switch. That's tight.
Mm-hmm. Mine is center.
Yeah.
A little TLC.
Mm-hmm. About another 5 seconds here, and then we'll switch to the shoulders. Should we do some arm hug action? Should we do some thread the needle? What do you think?
We can thread the needle.
All right, we're gonna thread the needle. So Alex is gonna demonstrate threading the needle. She's got palm up here. I can give her a high five. And the other hand she's using to support, but you can also push with that other hand so that you get more twisting of the T-spine, and it kind of puts more pressure on the kind of outside of that shoulder. It almost reaches down through the lat as well. So as much push as you put, as much reach as you give through that hand, the more you'll get out of this stretch. Another thing is you can also be driving, she's driving through this opposite knee, and she's kind of trying to twist this hip away. So that's gonna elongate from hip to fingertip. That's just a longer motion, and that'll intensify the stretch as well. There we go, there's our timer. Switch sides. So same thing here. She's reaching this hip towards me, that arm far away. She's pushing with that top hand, getting as much twisting and tension as she can. And as we always say, use this time. It is your freedom. It's your free time. You could maybe not push with that hand. You could reach or something. She's kind of manipulating her body and dragging that shoulder to get more of a stretch because that feels good to her. She's found a sticky spot and she wants to dig into that. And so by all means, you can go ahead and do that.
Hunt around.
Hunt around. Find the pain. Go to the pain cave. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Nice work, everybody. Way to crush it.
See you next time.